Me welcoming you back to Crypto's juiciest news. Bitcoin is, of course, sitting at $63,000, friends. A lot of people wondering what's going to come next. We've now had the FOMC. What's happening now in macro world? What is going to actually proceed after this move? Well, friends, from my experience in markets, what usually happens, you see how everyone's going to wait for the next data. The next data points are like the next couple of months of unemployment. They're like super key. But what you'll also find is concurrent to that, there will be US jobs, earnings, forward-looking surveys and polls, which you and I can't compute, don't even bother. The market figures it all out. And if the economy is actually cracking hard, you'll start to see the S&P 500 roll over. And it will start to price it in for the next 6 months, 6 to 9 months. S&P 500 is very good at that. However, if we start to see a round of friendship, which appears, what we're going to see is the stonk market. This is it right now. The stonk market will continue beaming through these highs. And you might have something like this, friends. See, you break the stocks, it just goes like this, just grinds up. You know, in crypto, friends, when we break a high, we go, wee! They don't do it in stock world. They just go, yay, everything's normal. And it's actually very scary in stocks because in crypto, we're used to, when we see high things, we're used to the 80% drop coming in 5 seconds. They don't get that in stocks. Like in stocks, the safest place to be is the all-time high. We're just doing this. That's super safe, friends. If you go back into the S&P 500, you'll see exactly what I mean. See here, this was after the zombie virus. Now, I remember in 2021, I was so scared this thing was going to go whoop. But that's just me, friends, because we're so used to crypto and what it's done to us. But yeah, in the stock market world, once everything achieves expansion, they just start grinding up through the highs. Because in stocks, friends, they work inverse in terms of crypto when you're counting the days up and days out. So in crypto, we have 3.5 years down, half a year up, okay? And then half a year up goes parabolic, moonshot, okay? It gives everybody a chance to buy in cheap. That's another way to look at it, okay? But most people, they take the orange juice cup half empty approach, which is like it's all a scam. I know it feels like that, but actually you got to take the orange juice cup half full approach, where it says, hey, do you remember, friends? I'll tell you about, look, there's mums, single divorce, people out there older, they don't have much money out here, even young kids. When you're down for 3.5 years, it literally just gives them the opportunity to put in $20 a week. $20 a week. And they could do it for 3.5 years. And then it reprices higher. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so crypto, right? You know, 3.5 years down, half a year up. Stocks is literally like 4 to 5 years up, 6 to 12 months down. And then it just resumes again. It walks up the staircase, takes the elevator down, and then it walks up again like that. That's pretty much stocks in a nutshell. But, you know, if you want that world, if you want to feel like you're making money all the time, go to the S&P 500 and do it. I'll just tell you right now, eventually the calendars will tick. And it will now be 10 years from now. Your stock market S&P 500, you'll be up about a 2x, which is about 7-8% per year compounding. And then God knows what crypto is going to be. At that, dude, if the S&P 500 is at a price of like 10,700, oh my gosh, where's Bitcoin at? Where's Ethereum at? Where are altcoins at? That would be crazy. Now, the September candle, friends, is still green. It's actually beautiful to see. It's still green. A lot of people are drawing like a lower high for us to come back down, but I think we can declare it victory, man, because we're all expecting down. We're hoping now it's up 8%. Like, I mean, Bitcoin, I know it's crazy because we still got like 8-9 days left for the month of September. It doesn't actually have to do anything from here, and we can pretty much say, you know what, I'll take it. It's just it happens so fast, right? So, and we still have plenty of time. If we go to the weekly super trend, you can still see we're still stuck in that range. 200 days. Everyone's waiting. What's the next thing? Maybe Q4, right? That's what we'll see how that plays out. Ultimately, for the stock market to enter the safe mode, we need that Russell 2000 up. But what we'll find is Russell 2000, it's not going to just accidentally go up. It needs more PMI data out, which is where it's like, remember, friends, I explained to you the PMI, where they get all the business managers around America and they go, hey, tell us about your orders for the next 6 months. And they're like, oh, okay, I've got a lot. I'm below, you know, or contracting or going up, and they normalize it, and they get to see, has it growing above 50? Is it like, or is it going below 50? Below 50 becomes recessionary. Above 50 means growth. But once those things are in the clear, and sometimes you even find even before they get fully in the clear, it's kind of stock. S&P 500 is literally do not bother gambling on the S&P 500. It is the worst edge of all time. Like, it's trillions of dollars moving around. You get the tiniest edge win rate. It's for people who need to push $3.5 billion entry, right? Because they can't buy a $3,500 clip or $35 clip into our high-flying altcoins, okay? So that's the game that it's for, but it's used as an indicator leader for us. Now, if we do finally get the expansionary feeling times, which, trust me, first is going to be the disbelief rally, friends. So what you'll find is that if we're going to expand, Russell 2000's doing this, and it's just up here, and then you just beat your shock. You'll see everybody still saying, no, the economy's bad, the unemployment's cracking. You might even find unemployment starts ticking up, but because the stocks are up, it eventually, later on, but this is months later, you'll find that the data slows down. That's what you'll find. And then, so you'll be able to guess that the data is going to slow down because the stock market was able to push up to the highs first. So you don't get this world where stocks start to price in an expansion, everything's great, and then the economy rolls over. No, the only way things actually can break it or crack it is this black swan type of exogenous shock out here, like events. Some say pre-programmed. So they do happen, of course they do happen. And but when was the last one? We had it in 2020 and everyone still remembers it. You see what I mean? That's what ultimately it comes down to. The fact that everyone's waiting for this black swan to come out probably means it won't happen. Now, friends, I want to show you this video. It's a clip of me. It's from Ashton Forbes. Now, if you've been watching my UFO videos, they got really, really, really popular. I explained Ashton, he is a citizen journalist, and he's not actually a journalist. He has a 9-to-5, but he's the one who's figured out that Edward C. Lin is in the U.S. Army. He is basically rotting in jail for 6 years because he leaked the Malaysia MH370 flight where the US Army had the 3 orbs and it wormholed it, the whole plane, out to another area. If you remember, friends, it's this video here. So I have it here. So obviously there's these 3 orbs coming around, and then it just pops out of existence. Just to say, oh, there you go. Pop. There you go. So after all these leaks and stuff that have come out, it turns out it wasn't actually aliens. It was US Army has been lying, even through the leakers, about how advanced they are with the tech. Because a lot of the people who... See, but this is the interesting part, friends. I knew something fishy was going on when many leakers from the government, okay, ex-Coconut Intelligence Agency, I noticed a lot of them were saying oh, the reverse engineering is going really bad. It's really slow. The aliens. They kept saying that. And it's not just one guy. It was over multiple things. And I realized, I reverse engineered it myself. I said, wait a minute. You guys aren't killed yet. You're all alive. And you're all saying that the reverse engineering of superconductive anti-gravity stuff has been slow. And I said, I don't believe that. I think you're full of shit. I think you guys are actually way further ahead than we think. Now, I didn't know how much further ahead. Now we get to see they've actually got wormhole stuff out here. Okay, but you're not surprised, friends. Can you imagine your neighbor's got a wormhole? You know what I mean? He's just peeking in, watching you hang a dump, and then he goes wormholes back out. You know what I mean? Hey, can you bring some toilet paper next time, sir? I'm all out. World will change too fast. But it's interesting, friends. We're in crypto, and we know to navigate this certainty, but UFO community friends have been in the biggest freaking bear market of all time. They have a generational bear market. They've had a Great Depression because they've all been called kooky and crazy to all their family friends. And now they're so beaten down, the UFO community just want the government to what they call disclose. You'll see the D word, disclosure. What does it mean? It goes, they want the government to write an official letter and say, we will now tell you that it's official. Aliens are real. You can now tell your family friends you haven't been crazy for 20 or 30 years, okay? So us friends, the new young blood, the vibrant parts, the new things that are popped out of society like mushrooms, we don't give one flying puck about what the government thinks. Dude, literally, we know the best time to buy Bitcoin, friends. We know this, okay? Not even guessing. The best time to buy Bitcoin was when the government was calling it Ponzi terrorist money for drug laundering when it was literally like 10 cent, 1 cent, 15 cent, this thing here when it was $3. We know for a fact the best time to buy it was when it was literally puck you money to the government. It literally did nothing. No, there was no industry, there's no nothing. And we've seen this time and time again. We know going against the grain in crypto has not just changed you like, spiritually, but financially. Like we have billionaires out here just walking around on earth who are actually benefiting from it. So it's not foreign to us to say, oh yeah, of course the government's going to lie. Friends, we know how much they lie about the money supply and all these, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Like, hey, how come none of these are talking about the debt, right? So you get to see it all together. Now, Ashton, friends, he shared this clip for me just to summarize that, and I found it funny. This is what speaks to them out here when they find it. They're like, we're new people coming in, and like most of us, we know, no one's even questioning it, friends. It's now you're the minority if you are the types of like, oh, you actually think this is possible? I believe in Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like you're the weirdo like that, So have a listen.
It's real. Of course it's all real, but who gives a shit if it's real? Okay, how can it change our lives? Sometimes I feel sorry for the UFO community. There are a lot of people in there. They look like just really innocent guys working their 9 to 5, and they're just like, they're clutching the hope to their heart. They're like, oh, I just want the government to disclose. Please, Mr. Government, please tell us that the aliens are real. Please tell us so I don't look crazy to my family and stuff. Screw them! Who cares? We're all dead one day anyway, and then we're going to do the soul loop. Season another life, friends. But yes, who cares what they think? But we have that like maverick, rebellious, anarchist leadership belief in our hearts because we're in crypto, bro. Do you know what it's like to watch a coin go down 90% and everyone call you a scammer for 3 years and then have it finally come back up and go, oh, I was right. Go suck it. Do you understand? It doesn't matter what people think. I believe that UFO community, friends, you and I, we're the start of like it. We're the trend. We're like really, it's gonna go all the way to the end because we don't give a shit. We don't care. Oh, Mr. Government, please tell us this thing is real. Screw you, bro. Screw you.
See that, friends? You see that? I'm literally wearing a bull hat, yelling "Meow" on the internet, smoking a ciggy pop. All right, we don't care, friends. We also know from Metcalfe's law that the government, they're a big network effect, but they're not everything. The world is abundant with people and communities and cults and families and institutions. You can go freaking make your own one. You don't need them, man. You don't need them at all, friends. If crypto was a dating scene, if it was literally a Tinder app. Imagine crypto was a Tinder app, friends. You would literally give 0% weight to what the government thinks. Right? Because you're just like, let's say you're a young guy or girl trying to meet somebody. You're like, government, you literally like, you're the last person I give a shit about when it comes to this. Like, because it's a network. It's a network of people, you see? But there's always, we know, all right, 70% of society, they want to follow a leader. And of course, there's leaders in everything in life. You can't know everything. But when people go through these stressful time trends, not everyone can like rise up. A lot of people just want to sit on the couch and they just want to be told what to do. And I get it. It's so much easier and comfortable. And okay, you've made a point up until crypto now exists. You get it? Crypto can form network effects without the government. Why? Because it's code. Why? Because it's cryptography, the technology. You're literally publishing mathematical numbers into cyberspace, and there are these nodes around there who are just basically authorizing it, like mining the blocks and adding onto the chain. And the government can't tell you to stop doing a mathematical number and go throw it out to this chain. It literally can't tell you to do that. That's you, and they can't stop you knowing a key. They literally can't stop you. So what are they going to do? Like, wait, 10 years and finally say, you know what? We actually like crypto. Let's put a university. Bro, everything's going to be gone by that point, friends. All the money's going to be gone. All the wealth's going to be gone. The biggest rotation of the network effect is what we're in right now. Okay, that's why I'm out here communicating it to you. I go, dude, we don't know. Screw them. And it's funny. That's why we have this parallel to the UFO community. So shout out to Ashton. They're doing all these friends. They're always met with these people who are like totally skeptical. And it's just funny because I'm coming in here and I'm telling all these UFO community guys, I'm like, bro, do you understand we have a coin called Shiba Inu that did a 1 million X on your money, and here it is right now, and anybody could have got in Anyone? And it dropped 99% first, and then it did literally a 1 million X up here. My gosh, look at that. 59 million percent. It's actually 1 million X. And look at that. It's only down from the top. Okay, down 80%. Yeah, do you understand? Friends, literally, Shiba Inu, what does it do? Nothing. Okay, why did people buy it? Because it had a picture of a dog, and Elon Musk likes dogs in 2021, and he was typing about Doge. That's it. Friends, their minds explode. They're like, no, this can't be real. Yeah, it's real. It's real. You better believe it's real. It's Metcalfe's law, man. People want to join communities on the internet. So if we're bleeding edge, and it's funny, this UFO community stuff, it's amazing that they've been beaten down so much by the government that they've lost all hope. Like, they've completely forgotten that, dude, they don't need it. What good has ever come from the government, friends? Have you read their documents? Imagine waiting for the SEC to tell you Bitcoin's good to buy, but you knew about it in 2012, 2013, 2015, 2020. You see? So we understand that game. Most of society, though, you're going to learn the hard way, okay? And the hard way is, unfortunately, it means paying a higher price and getting less gains. That's it. That's what you get. If you want to take less risk, you're going to get less reward. We learned that firsthand. Now, speaking of the corrupt SEC, friends, there is a clip here. So shout out to Myron. Also, shout out to Dr. Hexologist, one of the greatest prostate exam givers in the PulseChain community. So I'm not going to watch this whole video with you.
Once did the SEC go after any of the hedge funds who were nonstop shorting and distorting Tesla?
So Elon Musk, he basically, in a nutshell, he just explains one of the reasons why the corrupt SEC is actually corrupt. So the lawyers at the corrupt SEC, they don't get paid much. Okay, they get paid. They're really, really low paid. Now, their job at the SEC for themselves is they want to earn a trophy for the SEC to put it on like their LinkedIn, and so they can go to a law firm and they're like, "Hey, I'm one of the best at the corrupt SEC." Okay, and then they get basically employed for higher salary. You know, maybe they're making 100K one place. Okay, these guys give him like 250, 300 and a big career. Okay, here's the thing: hedge funds own and employ all those big law firms that pay a lot of money. So basically, if you're in the corrupt SEC, and remember, friends, it's meant to be public and open. So if you're in there and you're actually trying to be a good lawyer, you're like, you know what? Screw the US Fed, who's the actual real ringleader of the corrupt SEC, and JP Mosquito and all these. Screw them. I'm going to go after these hedge funds. If you do that, you literally are shooting yourself in the foot, okay? You will never get a job at those hedge funds. You will get banned, and God knows what else they're going to do to you, right? In terms of like, just putting slander on your name. Maybe they drop some like a sugar packet into your car and frame you for something, you know what I mean? Maybe some like girl you've never heard of rocks up and says, "He touched me. He told me to buy these meme coins and it went down to the floor, Your Honor." You see what I mean? So they can throw anything out there, friends. They got rid of you. Okay, you're a nobody there. That's what's plaguing the corrupt SEC. Now, that's just one little bad thing in the SEC. That's what Elon knows. Elon, okay, with his limited exposure. So it's a protection racket, friends. It really is. It's to protect the gatekeepers out there. And why? Why is it? It's because, friends, we know this from crypto, okay? So everybody out there, we're not just guessing. So I know I look crazy. I am a bit crazy, friends. A bit crazy, a lot crazy. Peanut brain crazy here. We know from crypto. Okay, so crypto people, exact same as society. There's just a difference. The blockchain is open and transparent. You can see where the money moves. You can see when it moves. You can see how it moves. Okay, and they're just digits moving around. But what we've been, I'm telling you, okay, so from everything we've seen, crypto people, exactly the same as society, okay? There's thieves, there's ruggers, there's good people, bad people, there's boom and bust cycles, everything. But now we can actually visualize clearly on a chart how it all occurs. And what actually happens is there's a cabal. That's the US Fed. Okay, so crypto have cabal token holders. The US Fed have the cabal. They mint tokens out of thin air. It's the same thing. Then they have their first in-line friends. Okay, so there becomes a little outer ring. And then they have their next in-line friends. And then when you go down the line, you get in crypto, it's KOLs, influencers. In the economy, it's their paid university institutions, macro people. They come out, they're just pro-government shillers. They're pro-central bank shillers. They're certain economists. It's all rigged, friends. They're all getting paid by the money printer. So, of course, they're going to talk about it, right? Hey, you paid me like a 500 grand salary. Yeah, I'll tell you the US dollar is the best coin in town, baby, right? So we know it happens, okay? We see it. We see it literally one for one in crypto, okay? So then you have these hedge funds. They're pretty close to the money printer. So they're not on the outer ring layer. They're somewhere in between. But they have an alpha and an edge that they need to do. So they're obviously allowed to basically sit in there, gut retail, right? So they get access to the money printer. How they're controlling the people, right, who are doing the law part, the legal part to try stop them. Okay, so somewhere in the line there, okay, they're getting after the money printer goes down a few lines, gets to these guys. They're basically creating a protection racket, and then basically they get the cash units. They can go spend it, and they can basically give themselves alpha and edge. Because we know, friends, like even from crypto, it's about mindshare. Here's the thing. Crypto, you can't stop someone else from buying. So in crypto, it's hyper competitive. In the real world, right, what we're battling against, this is why stock market, dog shit, waste of time, anything TradFi, friends, is waste of time for us, okay? Because with them, it's not just mindshare. They control who can legally actually purchase something. Accredited investors, okay? Or there's certain things that you have to go through for approval first. Basically what it means is, okay, we get these 5 banks. They all mark up the price in the IPOs so retail can't get access to it. Do you see? So the game's rigged from the start. They introduced like 10 hurdles. And so when retail finally gets in, it's like, well, man, you know, this runner has been running over 10 hurdles. They're like very tired by the end of the race, okay? That's low growth expectations. But in crypto, yes, it's wild, wild west, okay? Some of the hurdles are actually landmines, but there's no hurdles, okay? It's just literally from day one. It's when you come across it. You see, that's the important part. I remember, friends, Uber back in 2013. I heard about this Uber thing, or even maybe years before that, but we couldn't participate. They were doing IPOs. It was like mentioning in a few places around the world. And I was like, wow, I would like to invest. I had no idea about investing. I'm like, Uber, that sounds like a cool name. And people out here like in social circles, oh, it's going to take over the world. You couldn't do anything about it, right? But now with crypto, what's new generation Zoomer kids doing, friends? They got a phone. It's like their own Game Boy in their pocket, okay? They're ready to swap things in 5 seconds. And that's ultimately the game we're playing at. So we're in an actual blue ocean game. Now, probably one day it's going to become a red ocean, but for now, there's plenty of upside to come. Now, friends, if we go back and check out that others BTC chart, it's lovely that it's not going down, but it's doing this like weird red, green, red, green, red, green. Like, man, can you just make up your freaking mind already? It might be because Ethereum is still battling through that zone of, you know, this bottom ETH BTC area. It's been slugging around, but it really does feel like, friends, Vitalik singing has actually reversed it. If you remember, this is actually amazing. I really got to show this to you. It's like this is wild, right? So Vitalik actually, okay, this is ETH BTC. He started singing around, I forgot, around here, 17th of September. Here we go. So actually, we're up 4% on the ETH BTC since he started singing. But the Ethereum price itself is also amazing. I'm going to show you what right now. If we go down here, he's literally started singing on the, here we go, friends, the 17th here. So he started singing here, and wow, we're up 12%. So he literally, that's Vitalik singing. Straight up only. So of course, we've got plenty more to come. Also, baby dolls, I have to remind you as well, Richard Hart's court date, okay, it has been moved to October 31st. And it's very important to know that it got moved. Why October 31st? The Corrupt SEC wanted to put it on Halloween Day because they're trying to put fear into the hearts of PulseChain and Hex community. I'm just telling you right now. Listen, I know he's got a lot of tricks up your sleeve. I'm just telling you right now, you ain't winning this one. Take it for first hand, bro. The guy wearing a bull hat on the internet yelling "moo" I'm helping you out. I'm throwing you a softball here. This ain't gonna work. Actually, it makes me want to rock up more in a Halloween costume on there. I wonder what it's gonna do to you guys over there. Do you understand what you're dealing with? You don't. Okay, this is not a human species, okay? You know, friends, you know when they draw the evolution chart from like the ape, gets to become a bigger ape, then a hominid, walking around 2 legs, then we end up as a human? There's a hexagon, it's not even that same thing, it's something else. They survived minus 99.81%. The founder said he didn't like the coin, dropped 90%. guess what? There's more numbers than ever. Good luck. All I'm saying is good luck. You're dealing with a guy. He stepped in the ring with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's 40-0. Okay? This guy just got hit 15 times in the head and he just got back up. Okay? That's what you're dealing with. Good luck. Also, friends, Corrupt SEC, funny enough, approved leverage trading Blackrock options for spot Bitcoin ETF. A lot of people are saying it's bullish. It's not a bullish or bearish thing. It's a maturity thing. Okay? Like I said, you want to buy Bitcoin when there were no options, right? You want to buy PulseChain when it's not listed. There's not even it, friends. Think about options, okay? You want to buy stuff where it doesn't even have a futures market product on the centralized exchanges, okay? PulseChain, PulseX, EHEX, PHEX, Inc. There's nothing there, okay? Not financial advice. And then think about this. You want to go further down the risk curve? Okay, you want to buy the coins where the people who are being gatekept in PulseChain Community, even they think it's a scam, which is all the PulseChain altcoins and stuff out there. You see what I mean? You keep winding up and down. And you probably are wondering, hey, what do the meme coin and altcoiners, what do they think is a scam? Can I go buy them? Yes, but there's a twist. You need to have edge over the other 20 people. That's pump fund, JPEG, 4-day lifespan stuff. So if you have edge and you want to keep rinsing people, which I don't like, you could. That's one way to make money. Problem is, one person wins, 19 people lose. It's value extractive, and there's not that much money coming in because you're dealing with basically people who are just gambling on the slot machine at 3 a.m. at the casino. Big whales, they need more time to deploy and get used to stuff. No one wants to come and throw in 400K into a shitcoin because it's only going to be around for 4 days. People with $400,000 clips, for example, they want to be in something that's going to be here 5, 10, 15 years, okay? So that's where you end up moving along in the risk curve. But it's great we can identify it, right? Now, ultimately, friends, the market, what I'm going to do is play some pump music as well because this is going to be big. CZ's release, friends, September 29. We got about 7 days now. Like we're counting down the days, bro. CZ's. Can you imagine, friends? What is everyone gonna think if CZ gets released and we actually pump? You understand? Look, I know in crypto you're like, of course we're gonna pump. Of course, no. Friends, I went to uni, okay? There are hundreds of thousands of gigabrain people out there, university people, talking heads on Bloomberg and financial journalists and all these, okay? They're all the efficient market hypothesis type of leaning people in terms of they go, there's no way that strategy works because if it did, someone would have done it by now. Brother, you haven't heard of cryptocurrency. Okay, you haven't heard of the cryptocurrency industry. Friends, don't forget the Economists Joke. You never forget this in your life, all right? I'll never forget this. I heard this at a young age. I still remember it, okay? It's an economist and a person are walking down the street, okay? And they come across a $20 note on the floor. And the person, like a business opportunist, he leans over to pick up the $20. But before he can grab the $20, the economist grabs his hand and says, hey, friend, don't worry about that $20 note on the floor. If it was a real $20 note, it would have been picked up by now. Let's continue walking on our merry way. Okay, so that's a joke, friends. And don't ever forget that because that is literally the secret to life. It's like, wow, there are literally people out there when they see things, yeah, maybe 90% of the time they're right. But that 10%, friends, that 10% can go very, very, very far. Okay, now don't be fooled. There are a lot of charlatans who are always going to tell you, hey, this is the unicorn, this is the unicorn. But you always have this perspective when it comes out here because that's ultimately why they never make it. Friends, I've literally seen the funniest part. I wish I screenshotted this. There's a guy here, okay? He's a big bond trader. He's on Twitter, and there's the funniest thing. This guy had like a monkey. Have you guys seen? Yeah, he had like a monkey. He looks like Mr. Woofy. Mr. Woofy's avatar. It's like, just imagine it's like young Zoomer kid looking. It's like a random NFT, colorful and avatar. And he comes out and he says, "Hey, if you're a bond or a TradFi trader, how are you guys living with yourselves with knowing that Bitcoin just went up 150% in a year?" and you guys could have done it. Now, he was talking about 2023. Okay, so what is it? Bitcoin started the year like 20K and finished like 45K, right? So this guy replied, so basically this young kid coming out saying, wow, you're retarded. That was the easiest thing of all time. If you're not up 150% in the year, you're actually stupid, right? He's just said that. It's so funny, so innocent. This guy replied, I'm not joking, like this 3-page essay. Okay, you know how he starts? I won't forget it. He says, I am a 3rd-generation trader. My great-grandfather in Netherlands was trading paper bonds for the government. Like, I was like, oh my God, this guy is so full of himself. You just tell the first sentence. And then I'm thinking, okay, where's the geniusness? Where's the geniusness? Just read through it. He basically says, crypto's a scam. Bitcoin's a scam. There are no fundamentals. It moves randomly and there's nothing to predict it. And I'm reading it. I'm like, bro, you came across this 4-year cycle data and all this stuff. See, friends, it's literally like hearing about aliens. It's like if you saw one of the wormhole warp drive things in your brain can't compute it because you just have all this brainwashing and indoctrination. Your brain can't literally compute that it's even possible in your head. And we're like, yeah, bro, every 4 years we pump. Why? Because it's every 4 years. That's it. Every 4 years we pump. 3.5 years down, half a year up. And guess what? Some things go 1,000,000x. That's right. Or even 100x. I mean, these guys are dealing with like basis points at a time, bro. So even a 3x for them is amazing. They still can't compute it, friends. And that's when I read this, I was like, oh, they're not ready yet. They're not ready. When these guys come in, friends, it's game over. So don't think once you finally get their approval, it's pretty much, it's going to be a nice, rewarding time for you. No. The rates are going to be crappy. And how crappy? Well, if stocks move at 8% per year, the S&P 500 index, maybe we're moving like 15%, which is trash, friends. Trash, absolutely trash. Right now, altcoins are moving 55% per year compounding. Okay, that's huge. I think if I computed it out in a very conservative way, I just did it right now. So I did 40% for the next 4 years. And then after that, 30% for the next 4 years. And then after that, 20% for 2 years. So in 10 years, it goes 40 and then cuts to 30 and then cuts to 20. Okay, so you know what your return is, friends? It's literally 16x. That's right. So in a 10-year period, we're going to get 16x return, right? From now to 2034, 16x. And that's the average altcoin, right? But you got to bet on the index, so it's hard, right? Because it's 16x. And the stock market in that time, S&P 500 will be at 2. All right. So literally, it's night and day difference. Like if you have 2 years worth of savings, lifestyle expenses invested in crypto, 2 years today, it could be in a decade, 32 years. You've retired in 10 years. You've retired. That's investing today, by the way. That's investing today. You're starting from today. There's some people, right? You got 10 years to go. But if you throw that savings into the stock market, you can't retire. You can't. Because if you just throw in 2 years worth now, all you've got is a double. You now have 4 years worth of living expenses in 10 years. You can't retire off that, but you can retire off 32. But here's the thing, we're taking all the risk, okay? It literally, once there is CNBC and all these other talking head points and guys making up models, okay, it's game over. But when you have this dude literally wearing a bull hat on the internet saying, you know what? I think it's time to go up now, baby dolls. CZ's getting out of jail. You see these weird things appearing? Yeah, that's the time to get in, friends. Today, we feel like Magikarp. Soon will be Gyarados, friends. This is a cute little Magikarp on the floor. This little fishy. That's what it feels like right now. But this is different. I've been in early markets when they're inefficient. This is what they're like. The liquidity's thin. Everything's dog shit. It doesn't move. And because trust me, friends, when look, all the videos you watch when it comes to me, friends, I'm telling you now, someone out there has got big money and they're watching. Okay, they're watching. And it's not about me or you, okay? Because we know there's value here. But eventually, these guys with big money are going to get a whiff that someone else similar to them is thinking about getting in. Now they're going to get in, okay? That's how we work. You ever wonder why billionaires aren't happy, friends, still, most of them? It's because that guy on 800 million net worth, he wants to get to $1 billion. He wants to get to $1 billion. You're 800 million. Because people will call him, hey, you're that billionaire. And he's like, he knows back down. He goes, I'm actually not a billion. I'm 800 million. I've got to get there. I really got to get to that number. You know, there are guys at 2 billion. Do you think they're like, oh, sweet, I can now sit down? Nah, they're looking at that guy at 10 billion. And they're like, how do I get to that 10 billion? Huh? They do that. That's just human. That's how they made it to the top. You understand? Now, crypto with these high growth rates, we're the only actual thing that can do it, right? Because you have never before seen millions of poor people who are now going to gravitate around in a community out here, which is exactly what early Facebook, early MySpace, early tech stuff is. Okay, literally, it's just a bunch of poor people coming in and running in somewhere. Okay, and someone's going to find the way to monetize it. That's why there's like I reckon the next trillionaire will probably be from crypto because it's like so worldly. You know, if it's not that, it might be just Elon Musk, okay, doing something. But we're in the right space, friends. So we don't guarantee it, but we're in the right space. That's the most important thing. Now, there are many coins out there, friends, of course. You know, it's all everything's correlated. You've seen it by now, man. You go to CoinGecko, oh, everything's green together, everything's red together, everything's green. What you're doing is you basically see, friends, when people ask, what's the best coin to buy? There is no best. What's your goal? Okay. Everyone says, that's why I don't give financial advice. Everyone says that their goal is, I want to make the most money. Okay. You know, that's a load of shit because when people join the gym, everybody says, oh, I want to look good. Okay. Now, completely different things. Some people are there for rehab. Some people are there to lose 3 kilos. Some people are there to gain muscle. Some people are there to do both. Maybe some people just need to work on training legs more, for example, or maybe just need to train harder. There's 1,000 different things I have to do. Some people are there to train for a sport. See what I mean? We're diversifying out here. Same thing in markets. Everyone says, oh, I just want to make the most amount of money. No, what you actually want is most people want something with growth potential that helps them still sleep at night reasonably. That's actually the best portfolio to have. The best portfolio to have is the one that helps you sleep at night. That's what it is. Okay? So it's not actually the one that makes you the most money because the thing that makes you the most money can literally take you to hell and back, okay? But that, yes, technically, when your back's against the wall and you have the lowest amount of money, if you want to escape that zone of poverty, you're going to have to suck it up. That's it. You're going to have to, there's sleepless nights, okay? And that's what it comes down to. Look at every business. Businesses are no different, friends. Okay, I want to make $100 million. Okay, sweet. Well, you don't have any kids for the next 5 years. You don't have a wife. You don't even know what your willy looks like anymore because you're going to be there 18 hours a day, growing your business, going to customers, maybe flying around, figuring out all this other stuff. It's literally the same thing. It's just that the earlier you start, the higher odds of smashing it. Because the easy stuff comes in year 10, year 11, year 12. You don't have to think about it, okay? Think about an 18-year-old who's investing for the first time. You'd always think, man, if only I started when I was 10. You ever hear those whiz kids friends who are investing? They're always like 18 to 25 years old. But they started when they're like 10 years old. They're like selling lemonade, the lemonade store, investing money. It's like there's rare kids out there doing it, but they just like they're like leagues above everybody else. That's where ultimately you want to be. Now, quickly just cover the PulseChain core coins, friends. Of course, they're the most contrarian. So it's obviously it's fun to see them fly. Look at this. This is the 7-day return, 37% for Hex. Even in the past 4 days, 3-4%. It's nice to see green. What I'm just going to do is just look, even if we dump down, I can't tell you from like not selling or buying whatever, of course, because people don't even listen. That's the funny part. Words mean nothing, friends. I know what actually makes people act, and because I've seen it, and it's going to be a Bitcoin 100K print. Okay, it's literally going to be a Bitcoin 100K print. But I just want to show you the dangers of exiting your position. Now, this is Pulse, friends. Okay, dangers of selling and just having it go up without you, man. Because if you were selling down here, you can only get back 70% of whatever your original Pulse was. So if you sold 10 million Pulse down there for a certain amount of money and you come to buy it, you only get back 70 million. And this thing is going to get worse and worse and worse as we go up. So I'm not saying to never get out. I'm just saying be careful about getting out when we're at high risk of having a disbelief pump. Okay, the disbelief pump, friends, disbelief pump is the worst thing to miss out on. Okay, it literally is the worst thing because that removes forever the cheapest price because it's disbelief pump. It's funny, right? Moving off the bottom, it's when nobody believes. It's disbelief. It's like, how are we moving off the bottom? There's so many bad things happening. That's a disbelief pump in the stock market. in even Bitcoin out of the bear market. It's like, wait a minute, the economy is about to crack. Why are we going up? That's literally the worst one. Why? Because that's the one that keeps running too far. Hopefully, we're right around the corner from it. Like, subscribe, Betty Better, and all. Moo!